Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Bank of America's business owner report showing cautious optimism from small and mid-sized businesses as the Fed prepares to cut interest rates. Sharon Miller of Bank of America writing, rate cuts will reduce the cost of debt servicing on floating rate credit facilities. This easing of the expense environment may create cash flow capacity for expansion or investment opportunities. We're lucky this morning that Sharon gets to join us on this program. Sharon, welcome to this program. I just want to start with this one. The amount of insight that you and the team have across 1 in every 3 small businesses in America. We're worried about stress starting to build, weakness starting to materialize. What are you seeing in the businesses that you cover at the moment?
Well, you're right. We cover 3.4 million small and mid-sized businesses in the U.S., and we are the number 1 lender to small business across the U.S. And so we do have a lot of insight into what's happening. In our most recent survey that we did with business owners in the spring, we found cautious optimism from our clients. And so they do expect their revenues to increase over the next 12 months. And we know that debt servicing, as you said in the opening here, will be reduced because we do expect that rates will be cut, at least our economists do here at Bank of America, 25 basis points in the next 5 Fed meetings.
So Sharon, are you saying they've got the confidence, the expansion plans are ready, they're just waiting for small reductions from the Federal Reserve over the next few quarters?
They are, and we still see demand in the marketplace now. So I'm not saying that they're waiting entirely. There is good growth across the small and mid-sized company sectors, but they are watching that. And certainly as we see rates come down, that will improve their cash flow and certainly consumer demand.
Sharon, I got to say, I was reading this report and I was shocked, the recent report that you put out. I was kind of shocked that actually we saw such sanguine sentiment that people were expecting to continue to hire, that they were continuing to expand. They had positive outlook for their businesses. How do you reconcile that with some of the rhetoric that we hear every single day? This is an economy that's on the razor edge of turning negative.
You know, I think with small and mid-sized companies, so we bank clients in the business banking space from startup to 50 million in revenues. And so when you have a smaller company, you're certainly more nimble. You're able to really, think about your business, your growth, and you can pivot easily. Bigger corporations may have more of a hard time doing that. And so that is a competitive advantage of small to mid-sized companies. And we see that come through in the data and just in our conversations that we're having every day across the desk from these clients.
What I thought also was striking was in the market, it seems like inflation is no longer a significant concern. We heard just a couple of days ago from Mike Wilson over at Morgan Stanley that it's dead. Essentially, inflation is no longer an issue when it comes to what you're seeing in bonds. Nonetheless, 68% of small business owners say they've raised their prices over the past 12 months. And on average, they've raised prices by 12%. They're talking about inflation as a more pressing concern than many other things that we talk about every day. How do you understand whether this is really a small business issue or whether maybe we're not giving enough credence to just how much ongoing inflationary pressure there actually is?
Well, there is ongoing inflationary pressure. It is a sticky issue. And so we continue to hear that. That is the number 1 concern of small and mid-sized companies. And so you have seen price increases brought along because of all the pressure there. So I do see it as a concern. We hear it from our business owners, and we do feel that as we go forward and the cycle begins to ease a bit, that is going to take some pressure off.
Sharon, given that pricing pressure, how difficult is it for these small companies to keep up with the bigger players?
Well, I think that, there is some difficulty in keeping up with the bigger players, but I would say that, they also have a competitive advantage. And so, as supply chains have improved and as businesses have expanded, and certainly they've gone more online, gone more digital, they have more reach and scale than they might have had before the pandemic. And so what we are seeing are expansion plans from small and mid-sized companies, and they are competing. And certainly, they benefit from the downstream impact as well from larger corporations.
We're talking about inflation. We're talking about the fact that they're preparing for these rate cuts. When you talk to clients, what is their number 1 concern right now in this economy?
Their number one concern is inflation. And then right next to that is hiring and making sure that they have the right skilled labor, the right employees to go into their business to work. And so those are the concerns that we hear every day. I mean, we're also in an election year, so you do hear that as well. But we hear that with every election cycle. We've been doing this report for the last 10 years. And so in each election cycle, we see, concerns once the election is over, no matter who wins, no matter what party, that there's certainty. And so people can move forward. And so that's what we're hearing this cycle as well. And, I anticipate after November, there'll be certainty and people will continue with their plans.
Sharon, talk to us a little bit about how things have changed since March of last year, given all the banking stress in this country and some of the banking failures as well. How some of your clients have changed the way they do business with you, whether you've managed to attract a lot more small businesses over the last 12 months worried about where they place that cash and they want to put it with a bigger institution like Bank of America. Sharon, how much has changed?
Well, I think, listen, we are the number one small business bank in the U.S., and we're very proud of that. We have been for the last 4 years plus. And so, we continue to stand by our clients in good times and bad. And certainly, we every day we work to attract new clients and to retain the clients we have, because this is our mission. This is where communities meet business, and that is what we do at Bank of America. So we want to be sure that we are there for our clients. We have the capabilities they need, whether it's to transact internationally, to be able to, have expansion in their business, to get a loan, to provide payments for merchants. So all of those different areas we are able to help our clients. And so we want to make sure that we're there for them, whether it be our online tools and capabilities to manage their cash flow. So we're investing in the business based on what we hear from clients and what they need.
Well, we were thankful that you managed to make some time for us this morning, and we appreciate it. Sharon, thanks for joining the program. Thank you. Sharon Miller there of Bank of America on the latest insight into the small business situation across this country. Biggest banker of small businesses.